Hello, this is Father Pat. It's April 7th. We're in the Tuesday of Holy Week, and we are preparing during this Holy Week to celebrate the holiest days of the year, which the Church calls the Sacred Triduum. It's a 3-day period. It runs from the evening of Holy Thursday into the evening of Easter Sunday. Thursday night to Friday night to Saturday night to Sunday night. These liturgies are considered one great liturgy, but one great liturgy that is celebrated over 3 days. Now this is what the Roman Missal, this is the book that we use at Mass, this is what the Roman Missal has to say about the Triduum. In the Sacred Triduum, the Church solemnly celebrates the greatest mysteries of our redemption, keeping by means of special celebrations the memorial of her Lord, crucified, buried, and risen. For a fitting celebration of the Sacred Triduum, a sufficient number of lay ministers is required, who must be carefully instructed as to what they are to do. The singing of the people, the ministers, and the priest celebrant has a special importance in the celebration of these days, for when texts are sung, they have their proper impact. Pastors should therefore not fail to explain to the Christian faithful, as best they can, the meaning and order of the celebrations, and to prepare them for active and fruitful participation. The celebrations of the Triduum are to be carried out in cathedral and parish churches, and only in those churches in which they can be performed with dignity, that is, with a good attendance of the faithful, an appropriate number of ministers, and the means to sing at least some of the parts. Consequently, it is desirable that small communities, associations, and special groups of various kinds should join together in these churches to carry out the sacred celebrations in a more noble manner. Now, I think we all know that the ideals of the Triduum that I just read to you are not going to be possible this year. In fact, priests are pretty much going to be celebrating these great liturgies by themselves. But the liturgies retain their great significance because of their importance in the life of the Church. But they will not look anything like what anyone has seen for a Triduum liturgy since all the rituals were very much rewritten and revised back in the 1950s. Now, because parishes cannot gather for these celebrations, I'm urging people to join their prayers with those of Archbishop Listecki at the cathedral for the different celebrations of the Triduum, and at a later time I will give you the channels to watch and the times. Archbishop Listecki is the spiritual leader of the Archdiocese of Milwaukee. He is the source of our unity, and he's a leader of the local church. So the liturgies are going to air on regular TV channels, and really it's a rare opportunity for people to participate with the bishop at the cathedral at very special liturgies. It's maybe not what we would have hoped for, but it's probably the best that we can do. Now, I know that some of you attend the Triduum every year and you know how these liturgies unfold and what they look like. But many of you, because of the unusual circumstances we're in, might be interested now, or at least wanting to know a little bit more about the liturgies for Holy Thursday, Good Friday, and the Easter Vigil, but you've never been at them. Well, I have a message for each group, anticipating that you will be watching Archbishop Listecki or someone else with these liturgies. To those of you who know what's supposed to happen and know what the Triduum is supposed to look like, I just urge you to take heart. With any luck, we will all be back in business next year like we always are, and we will again gather together as people of faith to celebrate these great days together. Let's hope our separation this year really ramps up our fervor in these celebrations next year. And to those of you who are unfamiliar with these liturgies, when you've seen them and looked at them, I don't want you to be asking yourselves, is that all there is? What's all the excitement about the Triduum? I assure you that what you see this year is only a shadow of the beauty and power that these liturgies usually have. You really have to experience them in the church in order to know what I'm talking about and to really feel their power. I would simply urge you to watch them this year to get a basic idea about what they're about and how they unfold, and then I would encourage you to join your parish next year when we at St. Matthew's, at St. Mary by the Lake, and other parishes throughout the area will celebrate them in all their fullness. Now, my idea is to make a separate video about Holy Thursday, Good Friday, and the Easter Vigil, in which I hope to briefly explain what the liturgy is about, what to look and listen for while you're seeing the liturgy, and what is different about the liturgy this year because of the circumstances we are in. So I ask you to stay tuned for that information. Please consider watching the celebrations live from the cathedral with Archbishop Listecki, and I'll be back with future talks to help explain what you will see.